Hello, yogis, and welcome. We'll begin today's practice in a seated cross-legged position on the mat, finding a tall spine. Lengthen the neck and drop the chin down towards your chest. Soften through the shoulders. Find the breath. Today's focus is on stillness, strength, and balance. This is a simple, clean practice, one which can be done often. So I encourage you to just find depth, find space today. We'll bring our hands to heart center, bow our chin towards our hands. Coming into our practice with a clear mind, clear spirit, clear heart. Allow the hands now to come down alongside you. Take your time as we meet in wide-legged child's pose. So big toes touch, knees wide, and let the arms extend forward as the forehead comes down. Lift the palms so you're just up on fingertips. Feel the arms sort of hugging towards the sides of the ears. Keep rooting back the hips to the heels and breathe deep all the way to the tailbone and empty the lungs completely. As you inhale, lift your head and neck. Walk your hands over and off the right edge of the mat. Lengthen and bow in, finding deep, full breaths. Start to even out your inhale and your exhale. As you begin to inhale, lift and lengthen spine, walking hands through center, over towards now the left side, reach through fingertips, and bow in. Stay active in the arms, but stay soft in the face and the jaw. Explore space inside waist and lengthen the spine. Inhale, lift your gaze, walk it back to center, and sink back hips to heels as the forehead comes down. Remember, at any point in the practice, child's pose is always here for you on the mat. Inhale, let's find our tabletop. Go ahead, tuck your toes under. Next inhalation, come to cow pose, tail high, chest forward. Exhale, coil in, chin to chest, scoop the belly in. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat back. Good. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, your cat spine. Stay rounded. Push into the palms. Lift your hips up and back. Find down dog. Yogis, start to paddle out the feet. Rock the hips. Bend the knees. You do what you need to do to make yourself feel like the body is stretching, lengthening, wringing itself out. And settle into a down dog. As you inhale, rise up on tippy toes and walk long legs in like Barbie to a half lift. Sternum forward, tail back. Exhale, let your chest fold over your thighs. As you inhale, rise all the way to stand, let your palms touch. And exhale, hands will come down to heart center. Go ahead. Let's begin with 5 rounds of Sane. Inhale, reach up, stretch. Exhale, diving down deep, finding forward fold. Inhale, lift, lengthen the spine. Step your feet back one at a time, finding plank pose. Hinge forward, bend your elbows, lower chaturanga. That's where we hover. Inhale, up dog. Good. Release the neck. Exhale, down dog. Find your breath. Remember, if at any point chaturanga or up dog are too much, you can always go plank to floor and into cobra. Listen to our bodies. Let's rise up on toes. Step forward, find your half lift. Exhale, fold over thighs. Inhale, rise all the way to stand. Let the palms meet and hands move heart center. Inhale, reach up, stretch. Exhale, dive down deep, forward fold. Lift and lengthen halfway. Step back or jump to plank. Lower chaturanga. Inhale, heart opener, up dog or cobra. And exhale, down dog. Keep allowing the breaths to be full. Root the heels back. You want to create length along the back side of the legs. Arms are hugging in towards the ears as you push the palms into the mat. Inhale, let's rise up on tippy toes and step forward into a half lift. Exhale, fold over the thighs. Press into feet, rise all the way to stand, palms touch, and pull hands to heart center. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, dive down deep, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Make your way back, plank or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Relax the neck, soften the jaw. Draw the navel center in as you reach the tailbone up and back, and let the head be soft, just sort of hanging between the arms. Good. Lift up onto tippy toes. Jump, step, or float to a half lift. Exhale, fold over, forward fold. Press into feet, rise to stand, palms meet. Hands pull, heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, make your way back, plank or chaturanga. Your inhale, you find your back bend. Exhale, move into down dog. Start to realize that Sun A is a moving meditation. We move with breath. We begin to lose ourselves in this moving meditation. Inhale, rise up, tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, half step or float, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Press into feet, rise all the way to stand, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart center. At the top of your mat, let's set up for Sun B. We'll do 3 rounds. Let the big toes come together. Sink your knees, sink your hips, arms up. Let's bring the palms to meet, gaze past thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, your half lift. Jump or step back, plank or chaturanga, and we'll vinyasa through, meeting in down dog. We won't be lifting the leg today. Instead, we're going to pull the right knee into the chest, step the foot between the hands, lower that back heel. So it's Warrior 1. Reach arms up, palms touch. In Warrior 1, the heels are heel to heel or even a little wider. Exhale, hands come down. Push earth away, step back, plank, and vinyasa through. Good. Connect in that down dog. Pull the left knee into the chest, high on right foot, left foot to hands. Set up Warrior 1, feet. Root into the feet. Reach arms forward, rise up, palms touch, lift your gaze. Send that left shin forward. Good. And exhale, start to take the hands down, framing the foot. Step it back to plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and we meet in down dog. Finding breath. And this is always a great time to check in with yourself. Notice the depths to which the body is allowing you to descend. Make sure that the breath is deep and full. Right, as you inhale, lift up on tippy toes. Root into the palms, gaze forward, hop to your half lift. Good. Exhale and fold. Going out like we went in, bend knees, sink hips, reach your arms up, palms glue together, hands to heart center as you come to stand. And we begin again. Second round. Bend the knees, sink the hips, palms meet, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Jump back, plank or chaturanga. Vinyasa through. We'll meet in down dog. Pull that right knee in, step the foot between the hands, set your feet up, warrior one. Reach your arms up, draw the navel in, use your back body to lift you. Exhale, hands come down. Step it back, plank or chaturanga, vinyasa through. As you inhale, pull the left knee into the chest. Step the left foot forward. Set the feet up for warrior one. Reach up with the arms. Draw the navel in. Wrap the arms in alongside the jaw. Good. Exhale. Let the hands come down. Push the earth away as you step back to plank or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And we meet in down dog. Allow the eyes to close. Allow the neck to be heavy. Root into the feet and the hands. Find length along the back of the spine. With an in-breath, rise up on tippy toes. Good. Bend your knees, weight into hands, look forward, hop or step to your half lift. Sometimes we make it. And exhale, fold. Good. Bend your knees, sink hips, rise up as palms meet, Utkatasana. And let hands move heart center. One final round. Go ahead, bend knees, sink hips, arms up overhead. Exhale, dive down deep, forward fold. Half lift as you inhale. Bend your knees, jump back, plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Pull the right knee in, step right foot between the hands. Anchor that back heel, arms reach forward as they rise up. Draw the navel in. Exhale, start to take the hands down. Step back, chaturanga, bend your elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pull the left knee into the chest. Place the foot between the hands. Set your warrior one up. Palms meet. Rise up. Reach through fingertips. Sink into the hips as that left shin goes forward. Hands down. Step back. Chaturanga. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Few rounds of breath right here. Be still. Find movement. You do you in your practice. Inhale, rise up on your tippy toes. Let's walk long Barbie legs into a half lift. Good. Bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms up overhead, finding Utkatasana chair pose. And pull hands to heart center as you straighten your knees. Yogis, begin to step your feet a little wider than hip distance apart, hands on hips. Lengthen tall through the spine, press into the feet. Hinge over the thighs as you come all the way down. Take your peace fingers, curl them around the big toes. As you press the toes into the fingers, lift and lengthen the chest, pull the shoulders down the back. Good. Exhale. Bend your elbows out to the side as you fold in nice and deep. Tuck your chin towards your chest and shift a little bit of weight in towards the toes. Continue to push the thighs back behind you. Lengthen the tailbone high towards the ceiling. Keep the gaze down the tip of your nose and allow your exhales to take you deeper. You don't want to feel as though you're straining, yanking yourself into the pose. In fact, if you ease up, you'll find a little more depth. Good. As you inhale, find your half lift. Take it one step further. We'll walk the hands under the feet. Now the toes are right up towards the wrists. Inhale, lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold deep over your thighs. Shift some of that weight in towards the toes and gaze right up underneath you. Inhale, you find length. Exhale, you find depth. And the action of the hands and the feet is kind of a push-pull. Like you're pulling your hands out from under you, but the feet are pushing onto the hands. You can't go anywhere. As you inhale, lift, lengthen the chest. Take the hands out from under the feet. Bring them to the hips. Bend your knees. Rise all the way to stand. Good. Let's go ahead. If you aren't at the top of your mat, step your way to the top of the mat. Hands come on your hips. Stepping your right foot all the way back to the back of the mat. Good. Straighten into the left leg. Start to pivot your right toes back towards the back of the mat as you take your arms out wide. So it's like a pyramid stance. Nope, I lied. It's like a triangle stance. Reach your arms out long. So reaching that right arm way over the right toes. Let the hand come down. Maybe shin, maybe thigh. Good. I'm going to reach for the floor. I'm going to take my hand to the outside. I'm going to stack my shoulders. Reach that arm up high. Root into your feet. Good. Lengthen the tail back as crown of head reaches forward. Radiate in opposite directions through the hands. Root the feet down into the earth. Find stillness and breathe into the pose. Press into the feet, rise back up, arms wide, spin the right toes in, left toes forward towards the front of the mat, and extend, extend, extend that left arm long. Remember, it can come to thigh, to shin, the inside of that left leg, or the outside. Do what's comfortable and available. Good. Start to stack the shoulders, spinning the chest open. Extend your right arm straight up towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers wide like they want to be there. Crown of head is in a long, elegant line down the spine towards the tailbone. Lengthen tailbone back. Root into feet. Push in deeper. See if you can lift and lengthen taller. As you inhale, press into feet. Rise back up. Spin the right toes back behind you. Left toes are forward like 45 degrees. We're going for now our pyramid stance, hands on hips. Good. Extend that left arm long, reach way out past the right toes. Hand can come down to shin or thigh or inside of the right foot. We're stacking the shoulders, lift the spine. Squeeze inner thighs together, square hips, and reach that arm way up overhead. And let your gaze fall wherever feels good for your neck. Students of mine, you hear me say that all the time. If you can, close the eyes, settle in. Inhale, rise back up, and then like a huge cartwheel, whoo, back to the back of the mat. Straighten into that left leg. Back toes, the right toes are like a 45 degree. Square your hips forward, left hand stays on hips. Reach that right arm high and lengthen out. Reaching, 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 reaching. Then hand to thigh, shin, or take it to the inside of that left foot. Stack your shoulders, reach that left arm up high. As you root into feet, you're squeezing inner thighs together. The shoulder blades squeeze on the back as you lengthen through left fingertips and root down through right fingertips. Find your body, find your breath. Go ahead, push into the feet, rise back up. All right, you're going to have my back for this next round of postures. Turn the toes in slightly, hands on hips. Lengthen the spine. Exhale and fold in. Take your hands down, shoulder distance apart, flat palms to the mat. Inhale, lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hug in, fold in. Good. If it feels good, walk the hands all the way back behind you. Spin the fingertips away. We're using our core muscles of our ab to pull ourselves in, closing that gap between the rib cage and the thighs. Press into the feet and feel the energetic line of the inner thighs anchoring up towards the tailbone, and lengthen the chest down. Inhale, lift, lengthen halfway. Hands to hips, bend your knees, rise back up. Inhale, sweep arms out, widen a T shape. Keep them there. Exhale, float the chest down. Find your peace fingers again. Curl them around the big toes. Lift, lengthen the chest. Good. And bend your elbows and fold in. Think of closing the gap between your ribs and your thighs. Let the spine be long. Take your gaze up underneath you. Allow yourself enough space that you can still breathe fully and deeply. Half lift, hands to hips, press into the feet, rise back up. Turn the left toes forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, sweep arms up. We're going to do just one connecting vinyasa. Exhale, forward fold. Lift, lengthen your spine. Good. Bend your elbows and jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Relax the neck. Rise up, tippy toes. Walk those long, beautiful legs into a half lift. Exhale and fold. Press into feet, rise all the way to stand. Palms touch and hands come heart center. Bring the hands now to the hips. Step left leg all the way back. Now pivot your left toes towards the back of the mat. Bend into the left knee, arms out long as you find warrior two. And adjust the feet as needed. Reach that left arm forward. Take the left arm all the way down to the floor, or left forearm, left thigh. Reach that right arm up overhead. Good. I'm taking my left hand all the way down. Now root into that left pinky toe edge of the foot. Reach through that right knotty finger as you anchor down through your right heel. Draw the navel center in. Keep lengthening the tail back. Good. Inhale, rise back up, warrior two. Straighten that leg. Turn the left toes in as you turn the right toes out. Sink into that right knee. Relax your shoulders. Extend forward. Hand can come down to ground, or remember onto the thigh. Sweep that left arm up overhead. Feel as though the left side of the body is getting a huge stretch in. Good. Keep rooting in and reaching out, opening across the collarbones. Find deep inhale and exhale. Let them be even. Settle into your experience. Inhale, rise up. Good. Straighten into that right leg. Pivot. So the toes, the back toes face the back of the mat and come onto that right knee. All right, so here we are in a 90-90 lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up high. Hands come heart center. Flare the elbows wide as you hinge forward. Push that right hand into the left and hook your right elbow to the outside of the left thigh. Lift your chest. Good. Now stay there, or you lift that right leg. If you're lifting the right leg, keep anchoring the back of the right thigh towards the ceiling. Pull the belly in. Now, option to take it deeper. Let your arms open wide. So fingertips of the right hand to the floor, left fingertips up high. Breathing across the collarbones here. Good. Bring the hands down, heart center. Straighten into that left leg. Good, and let's pivot now towards the front of the mat, right legs forward. It's a little bit of a jerky movement. Let that left knee come down. Keep the toes tucked. Here we are, our 90-90. Sweep your arms up high. Bring hands to meet at heart center. Flare the elbows wide. Push the left hand into the right as you twist the torso to the right and hook left elbow outside the thigh. Lift your sternum towards your thumbs. You can stay here in this low twist. Option to take it deeper is to lift that left knee. Root the left foot down as that left thigh lifts. Now if you notice, I kind of keep my gaze down here because turning my gaze up bothers my neck. Feel free to do that if that's your experience. Take that option for the wingspan of reaching the arms in opposite direction. Most importantly, just listen and respect your body today. Good. As you inhale, bring it back to center. Hands to hips. Good. Turn the toes in. Arms out wide. Turn the thumbs down. We're going to bring the hands back behind us. Interlace the fingers. So now we're closing the gap between the palms. Pitch your chest forward as you bow in over your thighs. Good. Keep lifting the kneecaps to find length in the legs. Pull the core in. Hinge deeper. Again, closing that gap between our ribs and our thighs. Make sure there's equal amounts of weight in the heels and the balls of the feet. Good. As you inhale, prepare to rise back up. Release the hands and take hands to hips. Now they're going to stay at the hips for this next set. Hinge forward over your hands. Tilt your tailbone up to the ceiling. Keep hands on hips as you do this. Use the muscles of the back body to find length through crown of head towards the mat. Lift the arches of the feet, feeling the inner thighs activate. Soften in and find your breath. Stay here in your experience in this wide-legged forward fold. As we inhale, little bend in the knees, rising to stand. Pivot those right feet, toes forward, and step to the top of the mat. Let's inhale, sweep our arms up high. Exhale, take it down. Lift and lengthen the spine. Jump back, plank or chaturanga, and take your vinyasa. Deep breath in. Exhale out the mouth. Another deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Next inhale, begin to rise up on your tippy toes. Shift the weight into the hands as you tiptoe long legs into your half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold deep over the thighs. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Let the palms meet and hands come heart center. All right, I'm going to step to the middle of my mat and face the camera so you can see what we're doing for this balance pose. We're going to shift the weight onto the right foot, come on the ball of the left foot. Stage 1 is here. Stage 2 is to lift that knee, finding our balance. Take the peace fingers of the left hand, reach inside the left leg, curl around left big toe. Now lean back into the shoulders, lift the foot, hug the knee into the arm. Start to kick that left heel up towards the ceiling. Now, if your toes are not available, no need to worry. You can hold underneath the calf, the knee, or the thigh. Reach your right arm out to the right. Keep lengthening through crown of head and through left toes. As you inhale, begin to extend that left leg out to the left. So imagine you're like, and this sounds corny, but like a shooting star, right? You radiate in all directions. Send active energy out of every limb of your body and out of the crown of the head. Use your inner thigh muscle to bring that left leg back to center. Right hand to hip, tall in the spine. Then hinge at the hip as you bring your nose towards your shin. Good. This can get a little wobbly, so find your drishti. Focus there. Inhale, lift, lengthen spine back up, and slowly let that left foot release down with control. Shake out your hips, pedal out your feet. Go ahead, start to shift the weight onto the left foot. Hands at hips, lifting that right knee. And so remember, this was stage 2. Stage 1 was the toe being down. Wrap the peace fingers around right big toe, lean back, lift the foot, and hug that knee into the arm. Kick the foot up high. Scoop your tail down. Keep engaging core, lift pelvic floor. Good. Let the breath be smooth and steady here. Begin to extend that left arm out. Reach through those left fingers. Good. Extend and open that right leg out to the right. And here's where you bring in that sense of radiating in all directions. Good. Use the inner thigh muscles and start to bring that leg in. Left hand to hip. Hinge forward as you bend, taking the nose to the shin. Find that drishti. Stabilize. Good. As you inhale, lift your chest. Release that foot gracefully down. All right. You do whatever movements here feel good for you. And stepping back. I'm coming to center so you can see me, but you'll stay at the top of the mat. Shift the weight to the right foot. Bend the left knee, lift the knee. Left hand to left knee. Now take your right hand, guide your left foot way up into that right hip crease. Guide the left knee down. So this is like a standing half lotus pose. Now this may not be your jam. If not, take tree pose. But we can all do this. Take this left hand back behind us, either at the lower back or hold on to the right forearm. If you're in tree, the right hand can just stay at the hip. So a little half bind. Continue to lengthen that left knee down towards the left corner of your mat. As you inhale, lift it up and out and step it down. All right, we're going to do the other side. Shifting weight to the left foot, bend into the right knee. Use your right hand, hold on to that shin. Left hand is going to guide that pinky toe edge in, like aim higher, right? And then hold on to that foot and lengthen that knee down. Remember, tree, if this is too much. Turn the thumb down, sweep that right arm behind you, either low back or hold on to the forearm. Good, and just stabilize here. Try not to wobble out. Everything continues to hug into our center line. Point that right knee down, crown of head high. Square your shoulders forward. Good. Release that back hand and guide that leg out slowly. Okay. If you're not at the front of your mat, return to the front of your mat. Good. Hands come onto your hips, and we send that right leg back to the back of the mat. Legs are going to stay straight. You are going to pivot on your feet, turning the right toes towards the back of the mat. You want your hips squared forward. So right foot in the right lane, left foot in the left lane. Adjust feet as needed. Take your arms out wide in a T shape. Turn the thumbs down. Bring the hands back and grab opposite elbow. That's option 1. Or take reverse namaste at the low back. So that's hands at heart center, but in reverse. Reach forward. Cast your heart out over your right toes. Now come about halfway. Lift the back body muscles. Exhale, hollow out belly and fold all the way down. Neck and jaw should be soft. Inner thighs squeeze in towards center. Lift the elbows off the back. Good. Yeah. Now pushing into feet. Use your back body muscles, lifting the spine tall. Release the arms out wide. Hands to hips, swivel. So the left toes are now facing forward, and we have to adjust our stance. So squaring the hips forward, right foot in right lane, left foot in left lane. Arms out in a T shape. Bring them back behind you. Good. Hold on to the elbows or take reverse namaste. Now drop the tailbone down so our pelvis is more posteriorly tilted and hinge forward. Good. Lift the elbows away, lengthen the neck, lift back body muscles. Exhale and continue to descend down over that left leg. Now, whenever I'm here, I always like to think of like the crown of my head touching my big toe. Like it never will, but just continuing to send energy in that direction. Begin to hug inner thighs in towards each other. Back body lifts as you unhinge out of this. Extend the arms out wide. Good. And pivot back towards the back of the mat. So right foot is forward. Sweep the arms up overhead. We found a warrior one stance. So sink into that right knee, send the right shin forward. Interlace the back three fingers up overhead. Reach up through the arms and gaze past your thumbs. Lifting navel center. Root into the feet. Lift up through hands and gaze. This is our drishti. Lock your eyes on your thumbs. Good. With an inhale, push into the right foot. Keep the gaze up if you can. Spin the right toes in. Keep looking up. Turn the left toes back towards the front of the mat. Adjust the feet. Feel warrior one. You're still looking up. Good. Reaching up as you root down into the feet. Lift the belly. Reach higher. Another inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to hips. Straighten into that front leg. Good. And then shuffling your feet into a warrior two stance. So I had to send my right foot back a little wider. Remember, warrior two is heel to back arch. Arms out wide, soften the shoulders. Straighten into that left leg, pivot the toes back. So now you're bent into the right knee at the back of the mat. Lengthen out through your fingertips, and gaze can look over those right fingertips. Good. Straighten into that front leg. Turn the toes in, reach the arms high, and come down, forward fold. Start to crawl your hands towards the front of the mat and step back, find plank, and lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, find plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga, catch it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, find your down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Rise up on tippy toes and jump to seated. Good. Let's see what you remember from class, right? If you need to try it again, go for it. Otherwise, send your legs out long. Give yourself enough room on your mat. Move the flesh out from underneath you. Curl the toes towards your shins. Good. Spine is tall, navel drawn in. Hands are down alongside you. Finding Dandasana. Inner thighs hug together. Let your chin tilt down towards your sternum. Find your breath. Begin to slow down the inhales and the exhales. Good. Begin to walk your hands now back behind you. So fingers can point towards your hips. If you have tight shoulders, spin the fingers away in opposite directions, or fingers all the way back. That's what I'm going to do. Point your toes, squeeze the inner thighs in. Start to lift your chest right away, and chin comes down to chest. Lift your hips, point your toes towards the floor, hips high to the ceiling as we come into reverse plank. Use the muscles of the throat to lengthen the head back so the throat exposes towards the ceiling, and we hold, breathing, lifting. Exhale, take the hips down. Go ahead, roll out your wrists, yogis, and we're going to do it one more time. Good. Let the hands come back behind you. Any hand position feels good to you, you're going to do. Point the toes, hug the thighs in, chin to chest, lift your hips up high. Think of sending your heart center towards the ceiling. Hips higher, higher. Last thing to go is that throat up towards the ceiling, only if you're feeling it. Good, and then exhale, hips come down. All right. And take any movements that feel good here. And step that left foot into your right thigh, taking Janu Shirshasana. Nice tall spine. Exhale, lengthen out over that right leg. Good. So you reach the tail back, send the heart forward. Now, option to go deeper. You're going to take that right hand, lengthen it past the right foot, and the index finger and thumb of the left hand are going to wrap around the right wrist. And there's a push-pull that happens with the hands into that right foot. Continue to breathe. With an inhale, release your grip, lift the chest, walk the hands back up towards the hips. Extend left leg long and a little swivel of the feet from side to side. Good. Pulling that right foot in, step it to the inside of that left thigh, and walk the arms forward. Finding your variation of your hand here. Exhale, fold. Lengthen the tailbone back, chest forward. The inhales and the exhales should be deep and full. And while this posture can be what seems like a resting posture, we're still incredibly engaged. As you take your next inhale, release your grip, lift your gaze, walk your hands back towards you. Sending that leg long, little rock side to side. Good. Take your two peace fingers as you bring your heels in. Wrap them around the big toes. Lean back on your sit bones, lift your heels. Round your spine for a moment. And as you inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen by each of the vertebrae, lifting through the sternum. And when you're ready, kick actively through your heels in opposite direction. Point through your toes. Good. Continue to lengthen through the toes. Reach up through the chest. Gaze is up towards where ceiling and wall meet. Think of closing the gap between the thighs and the ribs. And begin to slowly close the legs, bringing them together. Good. Once you're there, hold, lift up higher. Take left hand to the hip as you lower left leg down. Right hand to hip, right leg down. Arms up, exhale, fold in. Good. As you inhale, start to lift the spine, lifting the gaze. Bend your knees. Take your time as you lower down onto your spine. Resting here for just a moment. And we'll draw that right knee into the chest. With your hand, reach for the outer edge of the right foot. Find a half happy baby. So the left knee can stay bent, or you can extend through that left heel. Root the back of the left thigh down to the mat. Hollow out the belly. Good. Take your left hand now. Support the right calf and take your right peace fingers around the right big toe. Kick that heel straight up. The variation modification here would be holding the back of the thigh or behind the right calf. You can even have a bent leg here. Inhale, exhale, extend that right leg out to the right. Now there's still a bit of work going on here. We're reaching the left hand in opposite directions. Rooting that left leg down. Both feet are flexed. We're working the inner thigh on that right leg. As you inhale, inner thigh muscles lift that leg back up. Now left hand reaches anywhere along the outside of the right leg. I'm going to reach for the outside of the right foot. My right arm extends out long, and we'll rock onto that left hip. Both legs are straight here, and feet are flexed-ish. And your gaze goes wherever feels good. Sense the placement of the hips. You want them to be squared. As you inhale, kick that leg straight back up overhead. Good, release that leg down. Send it out long for a moment, rock your feet. Bend into both knees. Find half happy baby on that left leg. Pulling that knee down. Right knee can stay bent or extend it out long. Remember to root down through the entire back of that leg and flex your right foot. Soften that left hip and pull down a lot on that left foot. Right hand supports the ankle or calf. Grab those toes with your peace fingers and kick the left heel up high. Relax your shoulder down. Stabilize here. Stay with the breath. Good. Remember those variations of holding the calf or behind the thigh if the toe is not available. No worries if it's not. Go ahead, start to rotate that left leg out to the left. Keep forcing the left thigh and hip down away from where that left leg is reaching towards. Breathe nice and deep and slow. Use the inner thigh muscle of the left leg. Bring that leg back to center. Right hand crosses over, holding anywhere on that left leg. Left arm out wide. And take your twist off to the right. Still actively working inner thighs, hips, and broadening across the collarbones. If you can, let the eyes close. Now using outer thigh muscle, bring the left leg back up overhead. Let the hand release from the foot. Lower the leg down. Good. Take a big stretch if that feels good. And then we'll bring the knees in, soles of feet on the mat. We're going to work up into our shoulder stand. So go ahead, press into the feet, lift the hips, get the arms underneath you. Now I like to rock and roll in. So sort of lifting my legs up, rocking back. My hands support my lower back. Reach the toes up high. Get the elbows underneath you a little more. Squeeze the thighs together. Keep lifting up, lifting up. Don't underestimate the work the hands are doing to keep the spine in alignment. And right now we keep our gaze straight up. Sometimes there can possibly be some weight on our neck. You don't want to turn your head and mess that up. Now flex your feet. Kick the heels back behind you and let the toes land up over your head, coming into plow pose. Interlace the fingers. Extend the arms forward. Reach back through the heels. Now, if this is too much on your back or your low spine, please back out of this and continue to hold shoulder stand or maybe come into happy baby. Now to come out, release your hands and like super lazy, just drag, like you're dragging your legs over your face. Reach your arms up. Sorry, not your arms, your legs, and then let your feet come down. Don't mind me, I'm kind of moving around so you guys can get your optimal view of what's next. Now coming into fish, legs up high overhead. Your thumb and index finger are going to frame your hips, okay? Bring your upper arms underneath you, bend into your elbows, and drop the head back. Yep, so it's a huge heart opener. Glue the legs together, send the toes forward 45 degrees. Keep lifting up through the heart, opening the throat. Now, there's not a lot of pressure on my head, and there shouldn't be on yours. This is enough for you. Stay here. Next option would be to bring your arms out in front of you. Press the palms together, and they should be parallel-ish to your legs. Good. Lower the hands down. Lower the head, neck, and shoulders, and send the feet forward. Interlace the fingers back behind the skull, lift the head, chin to chest, and do a gentle rock side to side, just releasing the back of the neck. Lower the head down, arms come out alongside you. Deep inhales in and out. Take one more breath in through the nose. Exhale, heavy sigh out the mouth. Allow yourself to come into stillness. Now, yogis, if you like, pause the video. Stay as long as you choose in Shavasana. Otherwise, lifting yourself up to a seated posture. Ending where we began. And just sense and feel what the body is experiencing. And we always hold that in comparison to where our body, our mind, our spirit was when we started. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Bow your chin towards your hands. Offer gratitude. Gratitude for the strength you have, for being in this body, for being able to join me in this practice. With much love, deep respect, my heart to yours. Namaste.